a lot of people get frustrated and they think they're doing something wrong because everything is not equally balanced. They're like, oh my goodness, my fitness is not equally balanced with my diet, it's not equally balanced with my family, and not equally balanced with my business, and so something is wrong. And that's not how real life works. That's not even the way nature works, right? When we think about the seasons, when it's winter, it's all in on winter. But then when it's spring, it's all in on spring. Hey, Courtney Sanders here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me, I'm a full-time online life and business coach as well as wife and mom. I wear all the hats and do all the things, which is actually related to what we're going to be talking about today, which is balance, and particularly what balance looks like for an entrepreneur. I wanted to do this video because I think people have balance kind of misconstrued, and because of this kind of false perception of balance, they're actually doing things that are detrimental to their business and detrimental to their personal lives in pursuit of balance, not realizing that it can look a variety of ways. So if you're curious what balance can look like for entrepreneurs, different ways that you can be successful while still maintaining balance in your personal life and in your work life, you're in luck, because we're gonna cover that in this video starting now. All right, so the first misconception that I think is really important to dispel when we talk about balance is that balance needs to be a state that you operate in all the time where everything is always balanced. I think that's the biggest misnomer when we talk about balance. Actually, balance is more about how everything shakes out in the end over time, or over looking at a period of time. But to try to experience balance in every single area of your life every single day is actually going to restrict you from finding growth, whether it be in your personal life or in your business life. In other words, as an entrepreneur, you need to be flexible and have the ability to give various areas of your life more attention as needed, even for sustained periods of time, if it's necessary, understanding that the goal is then to come back to equilibrium. And so it's that coming back to equilibrium over time that is what ultimately creates the balance, but it's not living in balance every single day, because then something that needs prioritization is likely to be falling through the cracks. And so as an entrepreneur, I really like to look at my entrepreneurial life and my personal life in seasons of results and seasons of rest. And this is something that I am alternating through, all the time. And so from my business standpoint, it's, okay, do we need to be focusing on developing new products? Do we need to be focusing on pushing on, getting more clients? Is there a growth that needs to happen? Is there a particular result? As I talked about in my video about my goals for 2023, there's lots of different results that I'm working on this year, writing a book, coming up with a coaching certification program, all of these things. And so these are very results oriented. However, if you want to maintain balance, you can't stay in the results gear 24/7. After you've had a season of, kind of working furiously and really focusing on results, then you have to be diligent to take a step back and say, okay, this is my season of rest. But then maybe you turn on results in a different area of your life, and it's that toggling back and forth that ultimately is what is going to create balance. And so I know for me, especially over the holidays, I thought that I was going to be in a season of results, but I actually could feel like, you know what, this needs to be a season of rest. And so I really just kind of flicked on the rest switch in my business and just kind of let things stay at an equilibrium. And I really focused on results in my family, results with my kids, results with spending time with the people that I really care about. My son is getting ready to go to kindergarten, and so I'm very focused on just his development and making friends for him. Well, I can't make friends for him. That's such a mom thing to say, right? Making friends for my son. No, helping him make friends and then also just get acclimated to school. And so that's something that I was kind of in a results period. And so then you kind of slow it down as he seems to get acclimated, and then you could focus on something else. I was also in a very much a results period in terms of organizing my house. I talked about in a previous video how I was able to organize the kids' game room over a series of days by doing some of my productive habits. So if you want to check that out, you can check out my video, The 5 Habits of Highly Productive Women. But I've been in a season of really making sure that my home and my domestic front is really operating on all cylinders, right? So that's an area where I'm in focus on results, but I might be focused on rest somewhere else. There are seasons where I'm really focused on results in my physical body and working out. And you guys know that I'm a Peloton rider. And so oftentimes I am challenging myself to see if I can, do better, get a better score or a higher score on the leaderboard on Peloton, just to see if I can really challenge myself. And then I might might be resting perhaps in my eating or my diet. I feel like, you know, I'm kind of good. I'm maintaining there. There's nothing extra that I need to do. There's no additional results that I need to get. So hopefully you have the idea. It's not that all these things are in balance all the time. I think that is the misnomer. A lot of people get frustrated and they think they're doing something wrong because everything is not equally balanced. They're like, oh my goodness, my fitness is not equally balanced with my diet. It's not equally balanced with my family and not equally balanced with my business. And so something is wrong. And that's not how real life works. It's not even the way nature works, right? When we think about the seasons, when it's winter, it's all in on winter and it's very cold and there's nothing growing. But then when it's spring, it's all in on spring. We don't live in this time where it's like snow on the ground, but then seeds are also trying to sprout and then people are also trying to harvest. That just really wouldn't make sense. So whatever season you're in, you need to be in that season. But when that season is over, again, flip the switch, right? Toggle the switch. If you're no longer in the result season in that area, then switch it to rest and then focus on an area where you are focusing on your results. So for me, that's what balance truly looks like as an entrepreneur. If you felt out of balance before, focus on where do you need to get results in order to create a sense of harmony and peace in your life. You might find that you need to go all in a particular area. Perhaps you have a lot of imbalance because you're not spending as much time with your family that you want to, but the reason you're not spending as much time with your family as you want to is because maybe your career is taking a lot of your time. Maybe you're not making enough in order to live the kind of lifestyle that you want to live or to do the different things that you need to do for your family. And so perhaps in order to create balance in that area, you might actually need to get imbalance in another area for a time. Maybe you need to go all in on your business or go all in on something else in order to ultimately create the results that you are looking for. So hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully you're understanding that you're flicking the switch. It's constantly toggling the on and off, the rest and results, and you're doing it in various areas of your life, being mindful of the season that you're in. And when you're in that season, just truly being all in on that season. And so if you're watching this and your season is to be all in on your business, and you truly want to grow your coaching business or even start one, I invite you to join my flagship signature program, the Next Big Name Bootcamp. We have another cohort that is enrolling soon. So if you're interested in learning more about that program or even applying, you can click the link below to learn more. And if interested, again, apply and we will read your application. And if we feel like you're someone we can actually help and support, we will invite you to an enrollment call with our enrollment coordinators and get you all squared away. So hopefully this dispels some myths about balance and what it really looks like to be balanced as an entrepreneur. And so if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you can't wait for my next video, make sure that you are subscribed to my podcast, The Courtney Sanders Show, on both iTunes and Spotify. And if you can't wait for my next podcast episode or my next YouTube video, definitely make sure that you are following me on Instagram. It's Courtney L. Sanders on Instagram. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.